this video, I will share with you where I was before I started my manifestation journey, what I exactly have manifested, how I did it, but I also will share you my mistakes. So you don't have to make these mistakes, you can learn from them and you can start manifesting immediately the life that you want and that you deserve. Hey guys, for you who don't know me, my name is Cliff. And I come from a very long path of fear, doubt, worrying, overthinking every single aspect of life and not taking any actions. But my life changed when I started to learn about the laws of manifestation and to choose to step and to accept my spiritual journey. So let me start by telling you where I was before my manifestation journey. And it all happened in my youth, actually from the moment I was born until I was 18. Let's tell this time frame. Yeah, I was always have been a very shy kid. I always lived to perform, to entertain, and to please. To be honest, I was this kid that didn't want to be seen because I was so shy. I felt not really accepted because of my skin color. I always felt I was a little bit different than the rest in my proximity because I was a dreamer. But I also have been grown with the idea that life is how it is. I've been raised in a very traditional Asian culture where hard work is being rewarded. You just have to go through it and things will come. And you have to accept and be grateful for things. So I've always have been in this kind of mindset. I dared to dream about things, but it always was half. I only would start dreaming about my future or my vision whenever life got hard. It was more about when hardness came, it was more about blaming the world. Why is this happening to me? Why can't I have another life? And I would start internally to think about how it would look like, how I would like it to be. But that dream was always only half-assed, you know? It was a part of it, it didn't really took form, I never really wrote it down. It was only half because the reason why is because I didn't really believe in it. Not only because I didn't believe it, it's also because the whole world around me wasn't really believing in dreams either. I was actually captured in this world that you just have to focus what is in front of your plate. And when you're going to school, it's exactly that. You just have to focus on your homework, on your exams. That's how life is, yeah. And just make sure that you don't hurt anyone. Make sure you don't embarrass anyone. Don't shame anyone. So just do your job as a student. To put it in even more symbolic ways, I was a person who lived to please and entertain the wind that came towards me, the wind of other people. So whatever people passed in my life or whatever came in front of me, I just went with it and tried to please and entertain that wind as much as possible. So that was my life. Whatever came, I tried to make the best of it because I truly understood at that point, like, you need to accept life how it is. But what didn't happen is I didn't have the courage, I didn't make the time to create my own winds, to follow my own winds. So that was where I was before I started manifesting. So let's talk now about what I have manifested and how I did it. The moment that I started manifesting, I think I have done this all my life, but I think let us say the epiphany, the moment that things started to change drastically was when I was around 20 years old. Like, I have a very beautiful characteristics that maybe a lot of you people have too, and that is persistence. It is a character, it's a trait that I have, that whenever I really want something from the bottom of my heart, I will persist until the end, until I get it. Yeah? Unless I really feel there is so much resistance and it really feels it's not the right thing, I will stop. But the persistence will stay in my head, in my heart at least. I will keep thinking about it, I will keep feeling about it, I keep dreaming about it, and I will try taking actions. And that's actually how my whole life went. Only from my birth to my 18, I must say that this happened, but at a very slow pace, because there was a lot of fear, a lot of judgment, a lot of low self-worth. So I never really tried to take a lot of action. But when I was 20, why I'm saying 20, because from my 18 to 20, I went to medical school because I thought that was my purpose of life, to help other people, to save other people. You see, the entertainer, pleaser, the savior. But when I came to the second year of medical school that I actually was doing very good at, I just felt like a magnetic impulse internally that was telling me, Cliff, there is something bigger for you, and I want to work with my hands. I wanted to work more with my body, not only with my mind and with diagnostic, differential diagnosis thinking. And medical school was great because I learned so many things, but I really wanted to work more with my hands. I wanted to make a change with my presence, with my body moving. So at that moment, I was considering going into another direction, and that was physical therapy. I actually never heard about the term because in my youth time, I had been inspired by a lot of Kung Fu movies, and there was this master that always did this Chinese chiropractic and needles and Qigong, and that was actually the thing that I really wanted to do. But at that point, when I asked a lot of people how I could become someone like that, they also always said you have to do medical school and then the rest will follow, orthopedics and stuff. But then there was a person who said you also just can do physiotherapy. So when I was 20, this dilemma came because my heart was calling me. My whole body was telling me and pushing me in a direction, just go for physiotherapy. And it was the most difficult decision ever because it was against something that already was happening. I chose for medical school, and actually I was quitting at the second year. I had a lot of people against me at that time, like, hey, why are you quitting? You have good grades. Why you don't fuck up your chances. You know, a lot of people would beg for your position. Why you're degrading yourself from medical school to something like physiotherapy? So that was the first time in my life I actually chose something for myself. I have chosen the school that I went into, and so I had some say in stuff, but this was really a choice for myself, for my future. And I think that's the point that my life started to shift. It was really saying like, hey, this is something I really want. I'm not knowing what it will bring. I don't know the future. I can't foresee it, but it's something that I really want. So that was actually the start of, if I recall, when my manifestation process started to get faster and faster and faster. From being a physiotherapist, I also became a CrossFit coach. I dived myself into CrossFit and into gymnastics. Then I went into traditional Chinese medicine, learned acupuncture, learned medical Qigong. I started to learn Wushu. I started to go into a lion dance school to learn lion dance. There were so many things that started to happen on my path, and the choices that I made and the decision that I made became faster and faster and faster. So that was actually the point. My 20 years old until now, a lot of things have been happening. I'm now 38, so that's around 18 years of manifesting things. Only the last 3 years, I must say, that my manifestation process has shifted in such a speed that I can say that in these 3 years, I have accomplished and realized things that normally me would have taken more than 10, like a decade of time to realize this stuff. So manifestation is very powerful. You just need the right tools in order to get there. And that's what I'm going to share with you. I don't like to brag about things, but I want you to know that things can happen. When I'm saying that things did manifest, I did wrote them all down. And actually I can give you a copy of my first book I wrote, where I just summarized all the things, like a bucket list that I wanted to become, that I wanted to do, that I wanted to have. And I can give you the list because a lot of these things are just happening at this very moment. A lot of people think I have a lot of talent, that is because my appearance, it's because of the way I am, but I must say a lot of these things I had never thought they were able. I wrote them down, never thinking about that it would be possible, but it happened. So, like I said, I am a lion dancer now. I'm still learning a lot, but I'm a lion dancer, especially during Chinese New Year on the streets. I'm a Wushu athlete, so I like to perform. Very scary, but I really like it. Having multiple teachers in the martial art world. I saw a lot of movies in the past. You had the Kung Fu martial artists who had a lot of teachers learning a lot from different people. and then actually extracting it, making something on its own. And that's happening. I have so many people that I have learned something from in this world, and I must say I'm so happy I have so many mentors in so many fields at this very moment. I also wanted in my vision to be a renowned chiropractor and acupuncturist. I'm actually doing this at this moment, being an energy healer. I also always wanted to have some kind of a red sport car. I don't have a Ferrari yet. I do have like a bigger car that's red. It's very sporty. It's not a very big car, but I'm just very, very happy with it because it's quite sporty. And I remember the time that I wrote these things down. I didn't have a car. I didn't have the money to even buy a car, and now I'm driving with a car that, yeah, where I'm very happy and very pleased with. I also wanted to be a stunt actor. I've played in multiple movies, in short movies, in some commercials, and it's still going on. It's one of my dreams. I also wanted to host retreats and wanted to be a coach to help people through life. I became a life coach 5 years ago. I hosted my first retreat in 2023, helped with a few retreats after that. I also wanted to make lots of money so I could travel more. And in the last 3 years, I have been to so many countries. I haven't been in a place that I'm financially free yet, but I have done so many things and I went to so many places. And it always happened by coincidence that something happened that one thing led to another that I was able to go. I saw mountains, I saw seas, I saw cliffs. One of my other dreams is that I always wanted to expand myself, learning more than 100 professions like Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci, and I must say I have so many hobbies and I learned so many things around the years that you can say like I can do quite a lot of things. I renovated my own house, in the medical sector, but I also worked a lot in restaurants, in the kitchen, as a waiter, coach. I'm an investor. I'm an actor. I am doing so many different things at the same time, and I just want to give you that confidence that whatever you want, it is possible. Sometimes things come in mysterious ways, but it is possible if you just dare to dream. And last but not least, there's so many other things, but I also wanted to be a speaker, and I have stood on a few stages in the world talking to hundreds of people. I think the biggest crowd I had was 500 people. It was a virtual retreat, but I led 500 people through guiding them, thinking about the visions and their dreams. So what I'm actually inspiring you guys to do right now. So that is where I am right now, what I'm manifesting, and how I manifest it. That's what I'm going to talk to you right now. The next chapter is how you're going to do this and what mistakes did I make so you can learn from it that you don't have to make them. Okay, so let's talk about how you're going to manifest the things that you really want in a very good way and how you shouldn't do it. So let me always take the things together. I have around 11 points. So take a pen and paper, start writing things down, because these things are very important, because it took me more than 18 years to discover it. I hope you can just do it today with just few minutes of time in this YouTube video. So everything squeezed from 18 years all the way to a few minutes just for you. So the first step you need to do to manifest things is taking the time to seriously think and dream what you really want in life. So the first thing you need to do is a lot of time into your schedule to really sit down, undisturbed, undistracted, to think about what you really want without judgment. The mistake that I made is, like I already said, I dreamt about things, but I didn't really take the time to think about it. I only thought about what I really wanted at the moment that a lot of things were happening that I didn't like. It was more like, why is this happening to me? Why am I so poor? Why am I so unhealthy? Why am I stuck in this place? Why? So it was more about thinking about what I don't want. But I never truly made the commitment to take time to maybe set myself apart in a coffee bar or on a holiday or whatever, to think about what I really want. And that's what I did in the last, let us say, last 5 years. I really sat down, put myself down, took papers, and I started to write. So that's the first step, is take time to think deeply about what you want. The second thing you need to do is you need to start writing it down. Not only thinking about it, but writing it down at paper, whatever, digital, it doesn't matter. And make sure that you write it down and stretch out the things that you want over all areas of your life. Yeah? Not only about your health, not only about your emotions, not only about your relationship. There's so many domains of your life, and think deeply about what you want in all areas of your life and start writing it down. Writing it down with pen and paper as detailed as you can, put a lot of emotion in it, and at the same time also make a vision board that you can make it very visually. Make some photos, take some photos of yourself, take it from the internet, and make a vision board that you can look at. The mistake I made with this one is whenever I start writing something down, I wrote it in some paper, very unprofessional, and then I just throw the paper away amidst my 100 notebooks somewhere in my closet that I never look at it again. Thinking about one day I will look back at it and I will take it and it will be remembered and it will be great. But I never looked at it anyway. So do it very professionally. Write it in a book. One of the tools I'm using with my clients and I've done myself is a life book. We can talk about it another time, but it's very professionally done with a beautiful text typography, with pictures. It's just something very beautiful to hold. So make it very professional that you will go back to it and you just don't throw it in the closet. Yeah? Okay? The vision board, the same thing. Make it beautiful so you want to look at it. Step 3 is always come back to this product that you made. If you made a beautiful vision board, trust this vision board. Put it somewhere that you can come back to it. And don't make it in order to hide it for yourself. Trust it. The same with this book that you wrote down, with your dreams, with what you want in life. Make it a little bit sacred, yeah? Not really just sacred, but just sacred in the sense like I know that what I want is inside this book and I will come back to it. So make it as beautiful as you can and commit yourself to know that whatever you want is inside that. If you want to adjust some things, you can take it, but hold it in one place. Don't scatter all your ideas all over the place that you don't find it back. Repetition is key, and if you know it is somewhere at some place, you will go back to that place to find it. Okay? So make it very tangible. Step 4, it's very important that you find a community where things can be shared, where your dreams can be shared. Yeah? The mistake that I made is in the beginning of my life, in my younger years, I always thought I will do it by myself. And it had a reason. It was because it wasn't that I didn't want to share it. First, it was because the things I wanted to share were very intangible. Like my dreams weren't really concise and precise, so I didn't really know what I wanted. And the second thing is I didn't really have someone to talk to it about because my whole environment consists of people who are hardworking, blood, sweat, tears, no pain, no gain, going through the grind, biting in the dust, surviving. This mentality. I love all the people around because they are like badass people. Like they are the people that will survive every single problem in this world because they know how to survive. And I learned a lot of these people, but these are not people that dream. These are people that say like, why should I dream? The most important thing is to survive. So that is not my mistake. It is somewhere I grew up in. But it is my responsibility that I've learned now that I have to frequent myself with people that also dream. You have to hook up with people that you're trusting, that you cheer on, but that they also cheer you on. That it's not a one-way street. It's not that you're helping people like, come on, I know you can do it. And people always saying like, wow, way to go, Cliff. You're doing a great job there. Wow, wow, wow. But if you don't see those people going in their own path and they're sticking, then you will feel this kind of loyalty to these people that you want to stay with them and you're not going to outgrow yourself. So you have to find a community where you can talk about these dreams and things. Number 5, you need to share the dream. Even though you find people, the community where you can talk about it and it's okay, you still need to talk about it. Yeah, you need to let the world know what your dreams are so the dream can find you. Because think about it, Every time something beautiful happened, it was because of someone or a certain place or a certain situation, but it was something that came to you, or you found it, but it was because you pushed it out. So you have to voice it out, talk about it, so that people know that you are going in a certain direction. And some people will have the means to get there. It can be that a person tells you like, hey, I heard you talking about going to Estonia for a beautiful educative workshop thing, yeah? We really love your energy, so what would you like if you can give like a talk there, and we will pay your entry ticket? That's actually what happened with me. Like, I got invited in Mindvalley to stand on a Mindvalley stage to represent Lifebook. It's a program that's talking about how to make your own life vision and your dreams, how to write it down in the book, the one I showed you. And I actually was offered a free ticket for the whole week if I could give a presentation that day. So see, if you talk about it, because I talked in this education, in this group, about that I had a dream to be a speaker on a stage. If people know that, they can help you because they heard your energy and they want to help you. The 6 steps is prioritize learning. Learning how to effectively put your steps into the dream that you want. And it's called laser focused learning. If you have a destination and you know what you really want in life, personally also you have to prioritize what is the most important building block of all these goals and dreams. They're all important equally, but there will be one that will give the most momentum, and that's the one you need to tackle first. But before you do that, you can learn the most effective way how to strategize the best step in that direction. There are always people who have done it before you, and there are people who have studied it and know what is the best way to get there. You can try a wild way, just on your own way, and just try and explore. That's good, but you waste a lot of time. Why not use the intelligence and the experience of other people that already are there to help you get there? So in my life, the mistake I made is a lot of things I always wanted to do by myself. So try and error is my style. I'm not the person, I'm an overthinker, but also try and explore. But that's also sometimes a downfall, because you try too much, too hard, passively, obsessively, and nothing is happening. So sometimes you need to have a mentor, you need to have a guide that helps you to refine and to find the best way to get at a certain point. Yeah. So find your mentors, find your books, find your resources that can help you to take the most effective step in the direction that you want to go. So that's called laser focused learning. I'll give you an example. If one of my visions is to be a public speaker, a laser focused learning would be that I would buy a book about public speaking, or to go to a person who is a public speaker who can share maybe a few tips with me. Then step 7 is take small steps. So when you know the strategy to get to your destination because of your laser focused learning, you have to take little steps, one step at a time, and make it as small as you can, but you need to take that step. The mistake that I made in the past was sometimes I knew what I needed to do, but I kept overthinking about, okay, so when I have done that, I need to do this, and I need to do that, and then da. And what if this happens? And you have a lot of ideas in your head. So your head is in the future, or your head is in the past. I'm like, oh, but I did this in the past and it didn't work, and what people would think. So instead of going to the future and going to the past, you have to be in the present, and that's which step am I in control of that I can take right now. And I'm just gonna focus and commit myself on that one step. Don't commit to the outcome, but commit to the process. The most important things, it's the steps that we take that bring us further. It's not the mind, it's not the mindset, the heart set. It's very important, but it's still the step that you take that's gonna do the most thing. Because if you want to change something, you have to take an action. It's always the actions that make change. Okay, now we come to point 8. Find people in your community that can keep you accountable for your actions. That you have someone not only to tell your dream, but you're going to say, hey, you know what? This is my dream. This is what I'm going to do. And this is what I'm going to do this week or today. that there is someone who can ask you, hey Cliff, have you done that? Yeah. I'll give you an example. I'm now exploring to get this YouTube channel a little bit of boost, to learn how to effectively do better YouTube videos. And the first step is to record a video. Yeah, I can overthink this video 5 years how to do it perfectly, but the most effective fast step is just make a video and see later and improve. That's what my mentor is helping me with now. Like, just make the video, don't overthink it. You will learn it by doing it more. Yeah, have someone that can help you. Then the ninth point, a very important one, is to raise your excitement. You can have dreams, can have actions, but if you don't have the excitement that rises and wells up inside of you, there is not enough strength or not enough vibrational energy to pull the things that you need towards yourself. I'll give you an example. Yeah, my own mistakes is I always knew in some kind of way what I wanted, but I always turn in some kind of way to make it very, in a way that it was suffering. It's so hard, and I wanted, but it's so hard, and going into victim role about, oh, who am I to deserve this? Maybe I should stop. To give yourself an excuse to stop, you know? It's very important that your excitement needs to be high, because a high excitement will always lead to more opportunities and the right things to find you. Imagine yourself, if you want to do something you really love, the whole journey towards this thing should be something with excitement. If you say like, okay, I want to have a golden medal in some kind of sport. Okay. You say, I want to go for it, but oh, it's so hard and so tough, and every time you're nagging and you're complaining, and one day you will have maybe this golden medal, but you're still nagging and oh my God, and what's the next thing? Then your whole life has resulted in wave after wave after wave, just tides of complaints and sorrow, you know? So excitement is so important. Energy finds itself. The spiritual way I look at things is always saying that the inner temple reflects the outer temple. What is inside of you will also reflect what is outside of you. So if you are feeling depressed or tired or not good, it doesn't matter what you're going to do. It's not going to end very well. It's going to end in the same energy. So take responsibility for your own excitement. If you cannot excite yourself with the steps that you need to take, rethink the step. Maybe the step is too hard, or maybe it's not the right step for you, or maybe it's just your way of being or your lifestyle, or maybe it's just you're just tired. What you need to do then is take a nap, come back, raise your excitement. If it's really something you really want to do in your life, it always will be exciting to do. Just like doing this video. Okay, it's now 1 a.m. here. I know it's very late. I want to take care of my body and health, but I'm so excited to make this video for you, because I know whenever you are watching this right now, there is snippets of this video that will help you. And I know, because there are things like this that help me have a change in my mind, and it just changed my whole world. So I'm doing this with excitement. I'm getting a little bit tired, but we're almost there. I'm doing this for you. Step 10, trust the process and surrender yourself to the process, and only control what you can control. Life goes in waves, yeah? You have spring, summer, autumn, winter. You have yin and you have yang. There is a curve of life, you know, always ups and downs and ups and downs. Same thing with this. You can put your intention, your dreams in front of you, and you can take precise actions, yeah, with excitement, but it's good. Sometimes you need to focus fully, but at some point when there is too much focus and resistance and it's getting a little bit harder, you sometimes need to let it go for a while, to look with an overview at what is actually happening, and then go back to the contraction. It's like a heartbeat, yeah? Contract, relax. Contract and expand. Contract and expand. Focus yourself into your vision. Take the actions that you need, but then after a while you need to let it go, so that the world can unfold around you and show you better perspectives about your journey. because we can say, okay, I want to go from here to there, but the universe will help you by saying what path is exactly laid out for you to get there. We always think, maybe it's only this road, but there are like, how do you say, there are 100 roads to Rome. How many roads to Rome? Anyway, a lot of roads to Rome. So the same thing here. Your dream has millions and billions of ways for getting there, but some that you don't know yet. So whenever you're focusing and doing a lot of your best, but you feel there is some resistance coming and excitement is hard to get, let it go for a while. Open yourself up. Go back to excitement by just doing something else, by enjoying yourself, and then go back to the situation. And sometimes you will find a solution you have never thought about. That one person that comes around the corner, hey Cliff, it's a long time, I'm gonna tell you something, and bam, an insight comes, an idea comes, this epiphany about, hey, wow, I never thought, maybe this is exactly the right time. It's exactly this what I needed to hear. But you only will hear those things if you open your mind up, and you open your mindset. So that's what I said, like sometimes you just need to, from this contracted way, also to go to an expanded way. My mistake that I made in this kind of point was I sometimes went too obsessed into something. I need to do it. Persistence is one of my things that I need to, that's my strength, but impulsiveness too. And I can go very strong, like my astrology sign, Western one is, how do you call this? The Ram, I forgot, not the Taurus, but the one before. Anyway, it doesn't matter, Aries. But they can go very straightforward, isn't it? So that's my strength, but it also can be a problem. If you're too obsessed into something, you want to do everything with a lot of energy, you keep pushing and resisting, but it's hard, heavy, you can burn yourself out. So sometimes you just need to let go. And that's what I learned in the last couple of years. Sometimes you just need to back off, take a breather, come back to it, and you will see way more possibilities. And then the last step, 11, is focus on the process, not on the outcome. I already told you about this, but just focus on the process. Do what you need to do. That's it. It's that simple. The rest of the steps, 1 to 11, you already have done all of them. Yeah, trust them. Don't go back to point 1 to get back to point 11. Just do point 11. Is trust the process. Take the step that you need to do at this very moment. Don't think about the outcome. And whenever you keep doing that, like I said, let it go and just go back to the beginning to think about what was I doing in the first place. That's okay. And that's the circle. The circle of manifestation. Start by step 1 and goes to step 11, and then you go back to step 1. Yeah? So, it was a long talk today, a little bit longer than the previous ones, but it's a very important one because a lot of the tips and hints I'm giving today are very well-constructed tips that I've been using in the last couple of years that really helps me manifesting in an ultra high speed. So I hope you noted down some of these tips. Try to implement them as fast as possible into your life. Give it a go, and I would love you to share some insights or maybe some breakthroughs that you got because of my tips. I would love to hear them and to cheer you up. So anyway, I hope you like this video. If you want to see more of this, subscribe to this channel, please. Share it with your friends if they can get something out of this video. And I would love to see you in another video, okay? Thank you for staying with me until the end. I hope in this talk something has shifted in you that you will take some action today, all right? Have a beautiful night, have a beautiful day, evening, wherever you are. Peace out. Amitabha.